The Ides of March may be on the 15th, but this entire month is jam-packed with new Nintendo Switch games. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and we are covering the entire month of overflowing Switch releases. There are so many games, nearly 50 this month. It's going to be crazy, and Nintendo is bringing one of their own big guns in the form of Kirby Star Allies midway through.
Yes, a ton of games of various size and shapes. Of course, a lot of these are probably going to be indie. Maybe some of these you've never heard about and they look cool to you. Let us know which ones you think do look cool and you're going to be picking up in the comments. But Zach, it's such a big list that I think we should just jump into it.
Yes, March 1st, right off the bat, they are coming hard with the quantity. Hopefully some of these will bring quality. Maybe one of those is A Whole New World from Mad Gear Games. It is a side-scrolling action title. Surprise! But no tutorials, no easy mode. It's just got simple 2-button controls, and you are going to go ham on a whole bunch of evil monsters and creatures as you journey through these dungeons. It actually looks pretty darn cool. I'm kind of pumped for this one, and we will be able to play it, I guess, right away.
Yeah, you don't have Virtual Console. You can't play Super Nintendo games, but you can play games that look like Super Nintendo games that are new, right?
Yes. And that is one of them. Another is a game we've mentioned before, Totes the Goat. $5 on eShop March 1st. This game looks like a mobile game.
Yeah, it's a port of a mobile game. We probably shouldn't talk too much about it, but yeah, $5.
Yeah, happily hop your little goat through this modernized vision of classic and beloved arcade gameplay. And I'm going to hop right off that one because there's plenty more on March 1st, including Subsurface Circular for $6 also on the 1st. This game looks pretty darn neat. Previously released on other platforms. It's from Mike Bithell and Bithell Games. We know they do quality work. He is a very respected creator. This time, a detective station on the Subsurface Circular investigates a series of disappearances among the city's robotic working class. Collect words and phrases, then use them in dialogue puzzles to uncover the world's secrets and determine its future. It's got a lot of really good reviews. 9 out of 10 from Polygon, 4 out of 5 from Games Radar. It looks totally interesting and totally worth it at $5.99.
Yeah, such a low price that it's probably worth checking out.
Moving right along to Poisoft Thud Card for $2.99. That's a very fun card game, aimed to be the world's top Thud player. Thud is apparently a new kind of card game. I guess if you're into that sort of thing, this might be interesting. I will be passing over it. At $2.99, though, maybe some people jonesing for some gambling action can get in on this. Let's carry us right to the next, because March 1st does not stop. Paper Wars Cannon Fodder Devastated for $9.99. It's the refreshed, updated, remastered, enhanced edition of the beloved Wii tower defense-like game. Updated graphics built from the ground up in Unity, and a brand new chapter where we've exchanged soldiers for zombies. It's better than ever. 3 campaigns, 20 missions each. It's like a tower defense, don't let them get ya type game with a really cool art style. Actually kind of want to check this one out.
Yeah, it's a little expensive though, don't you think?
I mean, 3 campaigns, 20 missions, redone graphics, 1 brand new campaign. That's pretty cool.
Sure.
3 difficulty settings, survival mode.
Yeah, okay, so there is a lot there. I've never heard of the game, but just like visually, the reason I said it looks expensive is like it doesn't look super impressive visually, but maybe it is. I'm not familiar.
I really like the style. It reminds me of something I could do, which makes me very happy. Maybe Gabe Packet Queen Pound will make you happy. This also comes out on March 1st for $4.99. Select, collect, win the title of the Packet Queen. Divide up the packets that appear one after another and aim to get a higher score than your opponent. Competitive type active solitaire game where you aim for a high score. Okay. It's a strange looking solitaire type game. You're matching packets. This is not for us. But it is hitting the Switch on March 1st.
Yeah, if it's for you, have at it.
Probably the coolest game for the beginning of the month is Malacca. It is an open-world action title. We saw it back at a Nindies presentation. It's 1998, so you're saving a cent. And you get to embark upon a journey in northern Mexico's breathtaking landscapes, and it's actually really cool. I've been playing it. We should have a video soon. It's really fun. There's transformations. The art style is pretty unique. It runs really well on Switch. Combat is simple but fun. And I actually think this one is pretty cool and impressive the scope of it is interesting, and just, frankly, the fact that they're diving into Mexican culture and environments is pretty interesting and pretty awesome.
Yeah, so it does sound like you've enjoyed your time with it. I might want to try it out myself just because I am of Hispanic descent. This is my people, Zach. And
yes,
the art style is very cool as well.
Yeah, at one time this was a game for Jake, but now maybe it's a game for you, Gabe.
Yeah.
There's still more on March 1st, though. Little Triangle. Gabe, this game kind of looks like something up your alley. $14.99. Little Triangle is about saving the little kingdom. It's a side-scrolling action game. Simple walking and jumping. Complete the stages by defeating the unique enemy characters and bosses. 30 stages, co-op and competitive. It's... I don't really know what to say about this one.
Well, that tells you everything you need to know, guys.
It's a bunch of, conceptually it's kind of cute. Triangles, going through town cooperatively or competitively, defeating enemies and whatnot. I'm not predicting Game of the Year awards for Little Triangle, though.
Yeah, but you can earn points for your forthcoming Switch prizes, right? With the new My Nintendo stuff. So,
in theory, that will eventually reward us well. We also have Guilt Battle Arena for $9.99 on March 1st. Gabe, you ever battle your own guilt? It's a tough battle.
Every single day, man.
As a member of the Guilt Patrol, you must battle the dreadful judge and his evil minions to bring peace back to the galaxy. Engage your friends and family in frantic couch multiplayer battles and co-op combat. So, a lot of different co-op and competitive. There is co-op versus 7 different modes, 6 gameplay modifiers, 10 costumes. It very much reminds me of a lot of these, like Move or Die. It's got a very Castle Crashers look to it. That's what I noticed instantly. I'm not sure if it's anywhere near the quality of Castle Crashers, but it seems to be a whole lot more multiplayer focused than something from the Behemoth. And you have 1 bullet to fire at your opponents. So
that sounds kind
of
yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
It could be cool. $9.99 might be worth checking out. There is so much on March 1st, though. You will need to be conscientious with your wallet. Otherwise, you may end up in detention. $12.99 March 1st. Lives passed away with the sin left behind. Dang, that's deep and dark. Detention is a unique atmospheric horror game heavily influenced by Taiwanese East Asian culture, religious elements, and mythology. Based on the 1960s Taiwan under martial law, in this 2D atmospheric horror side-scroller, the player control characters who venture into the school beset by hostile supernatural events to uncover stories behind the haunted place. Incorporated, the game provided players with... it's a bunch of words, man. Like, horror, side-scroller, atmospheric, hostile, supernatural, influence, religious, mythology. It's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of themes. I'm glad to see this surge of horror on Switch. Layers of Fear, Outlast, Detention.
Yeah. What's the price for this one again?
This game, Detention, is $12.99.
Okay, a little bit of a weird price, but conceptually and just visually, I like the way it looks. So I might give this one a go.
Yes. The Outlast pack is seeming to be pretty popular, and we will get a visit from Outlast later in the month. But first, Gabe, March 1st isn't done. Damascus Gear Operation Tokyo, the one and only robot customization hack and slash. Due to the bioweapons rages of which we lost control, the service of the Earth as we know it has been taken over. Wield the humanoid robot Gears to take back the city, and Gears are enhanced through equipping a variety of over 460 parts, Gabe. This is a single-player action game from Arc System Works. It's been getting some traction, actually, on Reddit and on Twitter. It could be kind of cool if you're looking for a mech title for your Nintendo Switch on March 1st.
Yeah, kind of reminds me a little bit of like an old Gundam wing browser game I used to play at the public library. So some nostalgia there for me, even though it has nothing to do with it.
Exactly. If you want to get really nostalgic, though, you may want to venture to Arcade Archive Star Force. $7.99 as always. This is a pure shooting game masterpiece. It's a shooting game released in 1984 by Tekken, formerly Tekken, now Koei Tecmo Games. It was very popular due to its variety of hidden bonuses as well as the competitiveness for achieving high scores. Gabe, you love Arcade Archives.
Well, I love a couple of arcade archives. I'm not playing all of them. There has been some more like obscure releases, kind of like this now. This isn't one that I'll check out though.
There's a very scary skull in one of the screenshots, and I need to leave the page.
Okay.
ACA Arcade Classic Archives or whatever. Neo Geo Sengoku 2, $7.99. It's a side-scrolling action game released by SNK in 1993. That's all you really need to know. It's got some very, very intimidating-looking samurai characters and another creepy skull. So that's March 1st, baby. Now we can move to a different day. It's crazy how many games are coming out on that first day. And actually, never mind, there's one more. And this may be, outside of Malacca, the one I'm most interested in. A normal lost phone for $5.99. Basically, you find a phone, and then you get to explore the intimacy of an unknown person, and it takes a narrative turn towards mystery.
Okay. I like this. So you find a phone, and you have to, like, figure out whose it is? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it says, through this phone, you uncover Sam's life, friends, family, and relationships until the evening when they turn 18 and mysteriously disappear.
Whoa. All right. I'm into that. Price is going to be something very important with this one. It has HD Rumble, I also want to point out. But
$5.99.
$5.99 for this one. I might have to check this one out, I think.
And it's playable in portrait mode, which is pretty interesting.
It's a big phone if your Switch is...
Yeah. Hey, we heard that Apple is looking to make the biggest iPhone ever. Nintendo already has them beat. So I think this looks really cool. Gabe, I think it's definitely something you'll like.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're moving off March 1st. March 2nd, though. The fun don't stop. Super Toy Cars, $9.99. It's a tabletop arcade combat racing game. So a little bit Twisted Metal-esque, and it kind of has a cool vibe. It's like, hey, you like Ant-Man? You excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp? Get in early by playing Super Toy Cars and rumble-jumble around the playroom.
Yeah, I'm not going to be rumbling and jumbling around the playground personally, but if you want it, you can. There's 16 different cars, so...
Yeah, 15 tracks, 48 events.
Yeah.
4-player multiplayer.
You can preload the game now if you want, if you're that excited.
I mean, it's got a career mode, local multiplayer. I mean, that's kind of cool, and it's only $9.99, so it could be worth a look-see. Grid Mania, on the other hand, is $3.99, and this looks like a phone game. Put your brain to the test. The Grid Mania, simple but challenging logical puzzle game. Solve over 170 levels with 4 different modes. And it generates random levels, which I guess is kind of cool. So if you manage to solve all the puzzles, there is still more for you to do. It has chilly music, Gabe. They make sure to point out that it's chilly music.
Well, I need a little bit of chilly stuff around me. It's very warm in Texas, so.
Well, you may then be the perfect candidate for Grid Mania.
Nope.
But I'm more of a candidate for Scribblenauts Showdown, hitting March 6th. Retail, $40, also digitally. It is Scribblenauts returning, but with much more of a party focus. There are going to be 8 sandbox levels where you can create anything. There's also Showdown mode, where you can use card-based strategy and creative skill. And 25 minigames. So this one is definitely one we are going to be playing and one to keep your eye on. I think it actually could be pretty darn fun.
Yeah, of course, you mentioned also available physically. So Scribblenauts coming back to relevance, I guess, because we haven't had one for a little while. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, and 35,000 objects. It's a big dictionary.
That's all the objects.
If you're not familiar with Scribblenauts, you can basically write anything and it just appears. That's sort of the main conceit of this series. And I like that they're coming in at the $40 price point. I think that's really smart. So many games are trying to charge like the full on $60, and I like that Scribblenauts Showdown, even though it's brand new, says, hey, let's go $40. Also on March 6th is North for $2.99. You play a man who applies for asylum in a city filled with strange creatures and strange customs. It has a little bit of an inside vibe to it. It's mostly exploration and simple puzzles, and the main difficulty, it says, is to understand what you have to do in order to get asylum. You've come from a foreign land in the south, and you're lost and confused.
I'm already lost and confused. Visually, though, just the art style, it is appealing. I worry that like the price is like so low, so the game is either like extremely short or just not all that good.
Yeah, it's like first-person inside-y. It has a dark synth-pop soundtrack, a sprawling megacity, and weird monster-like inhabitants.
Yeah.
$2.99 though. I mean, it's worth checking out. Fear Effect Sedna is another game hitting on March 6th, $17.99. This one is from Square Enix. Harness your team's dynamic abilities to tackle enemies and puzzles like never before. Thrilling action and stealth gameplay enhanced by the Fear system, an exciting story, and ultra-stylish cutscenes. This is the quintessential sequel for existing fans and a perfect starting point for newcomers. Fear Effect is a popular franchise, and it looks pretty cool. I'm actually very interested to try this out. It says you can enter the spirit realm. Will you dare to face the unexpected? And I am ready to dare.
Yeah, the cinematics in this are just very, very beautiful. Like, it's like a cool little animation style. The gameplay itself doesn't look as intriguing to me, but
yeah,
if the story can kind of like push me forward, I might give this one a go.
Yes. Plus, Gabe, deny fear with stealth and strategy. It's all I ever want to do.
I don't have fear, so.
Moving along to March 8th, we have Steriden Binary Stars for $12.99. It is an endless chaotic space shooter with roguelike elements. You can fly solo or co-op with a friend. It's a classic shmup mixed with roguelike. I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the aesthetic. I think this one could be cool. You know, I've had a ton of fun with Graceful Explosion Machine way, way back in the early days of Switch. This one offering that co-op mode, bosses, 5 different ships, 42 weapons, 30 upgrades. Could be kind of cool.
Yeah, it could be. This is not the first like traditional like spaceship shooter we see on the list, and I'm sure these genres are going to repeat themselves a couple of times just because there's so many games this week. But out of the ones we have seen, this one looks the coolest.
Yes, and this was previously released on other platforms, but this is the Ultimate Edition. Coming on March 8th is a little game called Midnight Deluxe, $3.99. We basically have like every price point, $2.99, $3.99, $7.99. All the numbers are getting covered. This time, it's a golf-like game with a perpetual darkness setting. Your task, Gabe, is to guide a little square-shaped fairy named Midnight. You can use the controller or touchscreen to launch him in the night sky, but watch out because the world is very dangerous. There's spikes, saws, and lots of other things trying to kill you. 70 levels and a soothing piano soundtrack.
This game looks cool. Unfortunately, like it looks like a lot of the other games that are coming. And Zach, is it wrong of me to be like put off by the price points of these things?
I don't think it's wrong. I mean, I'm intrigued by the golf-like premise. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
$3.99 though, yeah, like it seems worrisome, but again, Nintendo Switch is, for better or worse, incorporating a bit of a phone game genre on the eShop. So I think that is going to be a thing to stay, as we've seen from a number of titles in past months and also in March. But moving along, Gabe, hey, if $3.99 seems a little worrisome, how about $4.99? iZombie, also on March 8th. This game is quite a different zombie game. Command your zombie horde and infect the whole world. Dang. Pretty intense.
It looks like another mobile game. It clearly looks like it has touch-based control as well. Anything that looks mobily, I'm staying away from, personally.
It does have an in-game level editor and simple arcade puzzle-like rules. Control your minions by simple command. Maybe this can tide you over until Pikmin 4 releases. More games on March 8th, baby. World Conqueror X arrives for $9.99. It's part of a long-running war game series. This time taking the action to World War II. There are touchscreen controls, 2 main modes, dozens of battles. You're leveling up your HQ, capturing enemy strongholds. It is a strategy game and turn-based conflict. For the people that are into it, it does look kind of cool. That one, again, $9.99, March 8th. But Bleed 2 is probably the star of March 8th. $14.99. It is the sequel to Bleed. 7 intense levels, 25 boss fights. Bleed 2 welcomes back pink-haired heroine Rin, the world's greatest and only remaining hero, as she fights to defend the globe from an invading force of villains. Master the art of air dodging, bullet reflecting to stylishly take down a relentless barrage of bad guys and bosses and naughty kitties.
Those darn naughty kitties.
I actually think I'm going to buy this one.
You gonna play Bleed?
It looks pretty good.
Okay.
I was considering playing Bleed 1, but then I saw Bleed 2 was coming out. I don't know. I'm a big Mega Man fan, so things that remind me of that are pretty cool. This one looks a little bit more chaotic, but I'm kind of down for some chaos. But hey, if you want to stay calmer, Turtle Pop Journey to Freedom is out the following day, March 9th for $19.99. This is a game. It's a platform puzzle game that introduces Bebo, Deefy, Slimmy, Smarts, Willis, Sparky, the Turtle, all your favorites. Master new gameplay with multi-character control and turtle linking, environment manipulation, item deployment, match 3 mechanics. So it's like match 3 with turtles.
If match 3 was
$20.
like missing anything in its long history, turtles is definitely it.
It's got your like me up in the corner.
Yeah,
that's the highlight for me.
Okay.
There also looks to be some sort of multiplayer. You can do versus and co-op 1 to 4 players locally. So
okay.
Hey, they have optimized it for Switch. It's 1080 60.
Yeah.
So,
hey, you get all the frames.
Docked in 720 60 handheld.
If turtles are known for anything, it's for going fast. They are
giving you the goods. Also on March 9th is One-Eyed Kuthk. $4.99. This game looks very strange. It somehow reminds me of Gabe if Gabe was an extraterrestrial. It's an exciting space adventure based on the fairy tales of the far north. A single traveler on his way home crashes on a mysterious planet. To continue his journey, he'll have to get to the ninth heaven, deceive the sun and the moon, and steal their space boats. Dang.
Yeah, it's a visually striking game. Very weird shapes. I don't know what it's all about. And honestly, that kind of does remind me of me as well. Just, a little alien just hanging out, man. Trying to get through life.
You ever think you could deceive the sun and the moon?
I constantly deceive the sun and the moon.
We're moving along almost to the midpoint. March 13th sees Spiral Splatter for $4.99. It's a brain-bending arcade puzzle game that will push your hand-eye coordination to the limits with non-stop mind-boggling puzzles. Over 100 levels, 11 different stages. Gabe, I like this one.
You know what this is?
It's only one player, but I like it.
You know what this is?
What is this?
I know you don't watch it, but this is like a Survivor puzzle
is it?
Simulator. It looks like, yeah, like this just reminds me of Survivor puzzle where you have to like navigate like a board and get like a ball to fall in a circle. That's kind of what this looks like.
Yeah, I had some of those games at my grandma's house and I really liked them, so yeah. I'm kind of down for this. $4.99 seems good. Danmaku Unlimited 3 hits March 13th for $9.99. Shoot, dodge, explode. Can you survive the bullet storm? This game is an authentically crafted Japanese-style bullet hell shoot 'em up. 60 FPS, baby. 25 unique weapons, and music by the talented Japanese indie Blankfield.
Cool.
It's a space shooter with a lot going on. Gabe, you ever played Ikaruga?
Yeah, I did play Ikaruga.
That's like my favorite space shooter.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of them.
Maybe Danmaku Unlimited 3 will be someone's favorite. Gabe, Coffin Dodgers Man, March 13th, $12.99. What do old people do when they're done with life? They go and race. 13 race championship, 2 to 4 players, split screen multiplayer, 4 different areas. Pimp up your mobility scooter and take on the Grim Reaper and his zombie army in a race for your soul. Thought Mario Kart 8 was fun. Old people on the streets, zombies, power-ups, customizable little carriages.
The gameplay. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but man, this has a story mode as well.
There are 7 quirky retired residents,
and there's like zombies like on the street,
just shooting guys.
We have to play this. How much is this?
Coffin Dodgers is $12.99.
Oh my god, this is gonna be my game of the year. Zach, please don't let me forget about this game.
I won't. March 13th, mark your calendars. It is coming soon. We're moving into the strength of the month, and it's right around the Ides of March, but we're getting there. The Long Reach hits on the 15th, $14.99. It's an adventure game filled with colorful characters, puzzle, and a shock of discovery. Wait, aren't we supposed to say joy of discovery? That can't be right.
No.
Ooh, Gabe.
I really want to be shocked.
You don't play in a post-apocalyptic world. You don't explore a fairy-filled fantasy world. You're in the thick of it, just around the corner from the place where you buy your groceries. Dang. This is real.
Man. All right. It's a little too real.
Man, Gabe, some of these screenshots, the grocery store has been shot up. This is intense. They really are throwing you in the thick of it.
Yeah. This is another...
the city's on fire.
Price for this one? When I'm asking the price, that's because I'm interested. This isn't. Hey, back-to-back games here that I'm really excited for now. Actually,
it's interesting because it looks to be like a side-scrolling adventure game, but it's rated mature, blood, sexual themes, strong language, use of drugs, violence. So it's pretty grim and pretty intense, which could bring a different kind of flair to a genre that has been explored previously.
Yeah. And you know how I love Thimbleweed Park, so hopefully this can give me similar vibes.
Yes, we're almost to Kirby, but first we have a Neon Wall for $9.99 on the 15th. Aim and shoot in this arcade Joy-Con controller game. So it looks like you are going to be drag, change color, and shoot with your Joy-Con. It kind of sounds like you're aiming with the Joy-Con. Yeah, aim and shoot. It's definitely an IR pointer game.
Okay.
It's like, hey, if you're excited for Labo and you want to see how that works, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I've heard some people say that they are not made to do this as well as something like the Wii or Wii Motion Plus. So there's over 30 levels, different modes, more levels coming soon. Neon Wall $9.99. I just want to see how the Joy-Cons work.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to check that out for yourself.
All right, Nintendo's bringing back Splatoon 2 in the Starter Edition on the 16th. That one is going to run you the full $60 price point. But you are going to get some extras. You get a strategy guide. You get some stickers. And if you haven't played Splatoon 2, it's a great time to jump in. They continue to update that game. It is absolutely fantastic. We love it so much. And you can't go wrong with some freebies. But the real deal for March is Kirby Star Allies on the 16th. We have seen so much gameplay. I just need to play it for myself, Gabe. It feels like ages.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we've seen a huge chunk of the game at this point. There is that rumored demo to be coming on the 4th, so we'll have to continue to keep an eye on that. But I haven't played a Kirby game in quite some time, so I definitely want to check this one out. You have returning abilities that include sword, fire, water, bomb, broom, and many more. So this is one that I'm 100% going to get in on.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I love the Allies mechanics. Fortunately, it does not have online multiplayer, which is the biggest bummer. But I think it still should be fun, and we will definitely be covering this one as soon as we can. Buff DDD is basically Gabe's doppelganger.
Sure.
RBI Baseball 18 is hitting on March the 20th for $29.99. Now, we were worried about this game before. It's made by MLB.com and the MLB, I guess. It's got an all-new franchise mode, brand new home run derby mode. It does have the authentic players from Major League Baseball. The last year's game was not good. I'm not going to pass judgment completely, but I would say buyer be a little wary. It hits on the 20th. It is physical. If you're looking for some baseball action, maybe give it a shot. $30. At least it's not full price.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan 2 is one that a lot of people are excited for. March 20th as well, $59.99. This is the gripping sequel to the action game based on the hit anime Attack on Titan. It does have multiplayer, and it looks pretty cool. We will probably be checking this one out. Who doesn't want to be chased by naked giant men?
Yeah, and you guys have major excitement for this one known. We know that we haven't really brought it up, but that's because I don't think either of us is a huge Attack on Titan fan. I recognize the quality. I've seen like a few episodes here and there, but we know that you guys are excited for it, so we'll definitely bring you coverage.
Yes, and it is it's a physical game, so that's good to have a bigger release on the Switch and on store shelves. March 22nd sees Manticore Galaxy on Fire for $17.99. Fight ruthless space pirates in the #1 sci-fi action shooter. Make your stand beyond the stars. Fight space pirates and save the galaxy. 8 hours of playtime. It's got Joy-Con and Pro Controller support, HD Rumble. Kind of looks cool.
Sure. I think there's better games to play this month, but why not?
It's a space shooter that has, to me, it looks like deeper elements, and it's promising a pretty beefy campaign. So I think it could be worth seeing for $17.99. That seems like a good price point. And it's developed by Deep Silver Fish Labs.
Cool.
And published by Koch Media. I never know how to pronounce that one.
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
Well, now
it's a mystery.
Now it's just THQ again, remember?
Maybe. Maybe you'll want to check out Castle of Heart, Gabe, on March 23rd for $14.99. This is exclusive to Switch. This is that game that is channeling Dark Souls and Castlevania. It's a side scroller, but it has more of a 3D look to it. It definitely has appealing graphics, 20 levels, 4 distinct environments. I think this game looks pretty darn cool. The body of stone has its limits. It disintegrates permanently as the knight loses energy, which he can supply only by defeating his enemies. And if the process reaches the critical level, he may lose one of his arms and the ability to wield the weapon. So please don't lose an arm. Please play good. And please, I think this one is going to be worth checking out.
Yeah, we have mentioned it before in other videos. It does look kind of cool, and I like the difficulty and side-scrolling nature of it.
And that it's 3D instead of pixel art.
Yeah,
people are
correct.
Some people are over pixel art. And if you're over pixel art, you might want to pick out Outlast 2, because this game is by no means childish. Coming March 27th for $29.99. They just released the Outlast 1 plus Whistleblower pack. This game hits near the end of the month. I will straight up say that I think this game is very, very gross, and I will not be playing it. But if that's your kind of thing, to me, the silver lining here is that Nintendo is embracing any rating. I mean, this is about as mature as you can get, and they are allowing it on the system. So I think from an overall standpoint, that is cool that Nintendo wants the Switch to be a gamer's platform. This just... I cannot handle this.
Yeah, I've actually played and beat Outlast 2. I don't like the game very much. I don't think I feel as strongly about it as Zach, but I just didn't find it very fun. But, I mean, I did finish it. It isn't super scary to me. This is the only Outlast I've played. I know that there's only one other one. I haven't played the other one yet, so I can't speak on that, but, I mean, it's available.
Yeah, I think Outlast 1 is probably your better option at this point in time. We got a couple more games for you on the 27th. Aqua Moto Racing Utopia and Snow Moto Racing Freedom have been bumped to March. They were previously February titles, but they've been moved. So if you're jonesing for some Aqua Moto Racing or some Snow Moto Racing for $40, don't laugh, Gabe.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I edit all of these videos every month for every game. I feel like these two games have been on every single month.
They have not. Look, there's 7 modes, 50 races. I mean, there's a lot of content. It just... The title and the fact that they're developed by Big Ben just makes you wonder. But they're $40, and they're on the 27th. The 27th also has 2 more physical releases. One is a Mucinex, which sounds like a freaking thing you get
That's
at
definitely
at
medicine
Walgreens.
for when you're congested.
It is a music rhythm game, 50 songs to choose from, $29.99, March 27th. Physical, as well as, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, but Atelier, Liddy and Suel, The Alchemist and the Mysterious Paintings, full price $59.99. It is apparently the 20th anniversary of this franchise, and now you get an all-star cast of alchemists from the Mysterious series, including Sophie, Plakta, and Firis, the concluding chapter of the Mysterious series that started with Atelier, Sophie, and Atelier Firis. This is a very Japanese game. And I'm sure there will be some people that are very interested. So, again, $60, March 27th, Koei Tecmo. Get with those magic girls. All right.
All right.
We have more, Gabe. March 30th has Alterik for $4.99. You are alone. Are you lonely? You're lost or stuck somewhere, but where? Most importantly, who are you? Only yesterday you were a man. Today everything has changed. You died, but your soul is still there. Dang.
This is deep.
Ending the game with some somber themes. Single-player 2D platformer. And they said, they have a quote on the official page. We tried to develop a game in such a way that the player realized, here, Thomas meets with Dark Souls.
Okay.
So it's Thomas Was Alone meets Dark Souls.
Okay.
So if you ever wanted a Dark Souls about a square, you got it. A couple of games that are hitting in March without concrete dates. We always save those for the end of the list. Cluster Truck. Chaotic Physics Truck Former. Basically floor is lava. It's $19.99. They had an oopsie where it was announced at $14.99, but it's actually $20. I think it's worth it. The game looks super cool. I always want to play it on Steam. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. Hopefully it hits earlier rather than later. Shelter Generations is also supposed to hit in March. That contains both Shelter 2 and Pause, a Shelter 2 game. In Shelter 2, you play as a mother lynx, raising and protecting your cubs in a beautiful but challenging world. And in Pause, you guide a cub through detailed landscapes in a unique narrative adventure. They say the games are perfect for headphones with beautiful soundtracks. And you can read and experience 2 living books if you want to dive further into the story. This pack is a Switch console exclusive.
I'm all about things that are perfect.
It's very nature-based game.
Yeah.
It's very calm, and you've been jonesing for cats, so maybe you want to play a lynx and try to save some cats.
Sure.
Or maybe you want to go to Slayaway Camp, Butcher's Cut. It's coming to Switch. This is a killer puzzle game where you control Skullface, a psychotic slasher hellbent on revenge, inspired by 80s horror movies. The game sees you throwing your murder-loving protagonist around hundreds of isometric puzzle levels to squash, flay, and decapitate your helpless victims. It is a blocky game. with sort of like slide him around puzzle mechanics and very silly art.
Yeah, for something that's like this, like thematically disturbing,
demonic.
Yeah, like you got to make the art style a little cutesy, and that's what they did here.
Yeah, 300 levels though, which is a lot, and they say there are 60 plus killers. Yikes, a Mania, and Yikes, a Mania 2 this month. A whole lot of games. Gabe, I know that's a lot to comb through, but what are your highlights for March?
For me, the two standouts are Kirby and Malacca. Kirby because, again, I haven't played one in such a long time, and I'm excited. It's a big Nintendo game, quote unquote. I think it's going to be fun, and I'm actually going to play like local multiplayer with some friends. Malacca, I don't know, kind of the heritage of it kind of taps into my Hispanic side a little bit, and it just like it looks fun. So those are my two.
Yeah, Kirby Star Allies definitely for me. I love to see Nintendo putting stuff out, and I'm pretty pumped. I loved Crystal Shards on N64, so maybe me and Jake can rekindle those cooperative days of yesteryear. I'm also really interested to try out that A Normal Lost Phone game. I just think it's a super cool concept. I want to hold my Switch vertically and see what that's all about. Let us know in the comments down below what games of March you're most excited for. If we missed any, we're sorry. I think we got all of them. It is a very big list, and there will inevitably be more. Some people are hoping Hollow Knight drops this month. There's going to be those day and date surprises that just hit out of nowhere. Hopefully some gems, but I think this month is just jam-packed. So let us know your favorites in the comments down below. Make sure to check out our Discord. We got a link there. Check out our Twitter. We got a link there. And check out our shirts. We got a link there. Until next time, though, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. Enjoy your March full of Switch goodness. And for myself and Gabe, Switch Force out.